The Mackinac Bridge is a 5-mile suspension bridge connecting Michigan's upper and lower peninsulas across the Straits of Mackinac. The Straits of Mackinac are a vital waterway connecting Lake Michigan and Lake Huron in the Great Lakes, separating Michigan's upper and lower peninsulas. This is kind of an emotional story, but let's go ahead and give it a go. Some places in our life represent more than just a geographic location. They represent a deeper impact on our lives. They evoke memories of people, events, loved ones, and sometimes people we've lost. I've probably crossed the Mackinac Bridge 100 times or more in my life, but it's not just a bridge to me. My father was a Youper, which means my father's people lived in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, or what is most commonly called the UP. When I was a child, my father and I had a ritual in how we traveled. I was a child of the 70s. My earliest memories of traveling to see my family were in a 1976 Oldsmobile 98. The car was roughly 30 feet long. Okay, well, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but probably not by much. We lived in Pontiac, Michigan, which was in the lower peninsula of Michigan. We would stop off at Kentucky Fried Chicken and get a bucket of chicken for the road. I would stand up in the front seat of the car. We would put on some Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band in the 8-track. At that time, it was only me and him. We would hit I-75 north out of Pontiac. After we passed through Flint, it was typically open road. My father would wear a long leather duster coat. Underneath that coat hung his shoulder holster and a .357 Magnum. My father was an outlaw and a lion of a man. He was an infantry marine, a decorated combat veteran. He had been wounded 2 times. His shoulder was pinned together, and shrapnel remained in 2 or 3 spots in his body. He was loved by women and feared by men. He was larger than life. To me, he was my hero. He was everything I wanted to be. He was a loving, compassionate, and very protective father. He saved me from the men in my mother's life. He let them know in no uncertain terms that if they put a hand on me, it would cost them their lives. The bond that we shared is beyond words or promises. It was lifelong. It was the purest love that you can imagine. As my father grew older and his health declined, I cared for him in a way that he cared for me as a child. When he passed in 2018, it was as if a part of me had died. I crossed this bridge to spread his ashes on family hunting grounds. I cried enough tears to fill the Mackinac Straits. When I brought my wife and 3-year-old daughter back to Michigan, I told my wife that you had to cross this bridge to officially be a member of our family. I was only half joking. When I arrived home in Michigan on this last trip, my sister asked if I could haul the old man's ashes back to my uncle's house in the UP so they could be added to his gravesite on the family plot. As it just so happens, my wife is pregnant with my son. This meant that my son in the womb would be traveling with his grandfather across this bridge. To put it another way, my father's last trip across the bridge would be with his son and grandson. I can't begin to tell you what this meant to me, so let's just say it meant everything to me. This is love. This is life. There's a pain, but there's a beauty in this pain at points. This is more than just a bridge to me. This is a portal to another place in time, a place where I am at home with my people. I think that my father made this last trip with my son, it really, it puts something extra on it that I just can't put into words. And it lights my soul on fire to know that my father, the man that I'd loved more than anything in this world, got to go across that bridge one last time with my son, even though my son is just in the womb and my father was in a box of ashes. It was a beautiful moment. It's a moment in my life that I'll never forget. And I'm happy that I was able to get some film crossing the bridge. And I was able to think about what it meant to me and my people. So, that's it. And now a word from our sponsors. Just kidding, as the only sponsor is me, Aaron. In a world of artificial intelligence, please take the time to reward real content creators who aren't just typing in prompts to our AI overlords. I leave the blemishes and authenticity of emotion in some of this content on purpose, so you know it's me and not AI. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to help me with the algorithm. Thanks for watching.